I wanted to show some of my CD collection. This is probably, I would say this would be about half my collection that you see. Um, Even the shelf at the top, you're only seeing about half of that there. But I'm just keeping it in that angle. I've been collecting CDs since about 2005, so over 20 years. And I have, as I say, this is about half the collection. And how I organise it, I've never organised it in alphabetical order. Um, it's always been in order of like when the artists have came out. So, for example, say it was rock and roll in the 50s, the rock and rolls of the 50s, and then next would come obviously. Say there was instrumental, that kind of little period of instrumental music in the early 60s, and then the mid 60s, say with the Beatles, late 60s with the heavier stuff like Zeppelin, Sabbath. So, by that kind of order. But everything you see here is also now, I've divided it, so it's still in chronological order of the artist, but I've also divided it into regions because I've just got so many. So everything here is like America, which also includes like Canada, and it could be artists or bands from South America as well. So how I do it is from the bottom, it kind of goes from obviously very early blues stuff, a lot of folk stuff in there. There would be a lot of bluegrass, and then rhythm and blues, and then I'm going up, and it's like I've got a lot of Bob Dylan, then a lot of Frank Zappa. So it goes in that kind of order up to the very top. Then the top one would have like well, the one below the top one has like what's that kind of like Crosby, Stills and Nash, Allman Brothers Band. Above that is like, getting into like we're in the 70s and 80s, so like Aerosmith, ZZ Top, Nirvana, which is obviously in the 90s, L7, Pearl Jam. The very, very top shelf, which is not part of that, has got like Beck, the White Stripes, At the Drive-In, Mars Volta, Kings of Leon, Dropkick Murphys, Samantha Fish, just to be random, But yeah, it just gives an idea of how I organise it, and I'll maybe show my other collection, which is more Europe. Also, there's obviously world stuff, rest of the world music, classical music, reggae, stuff from like Australia and New Zealand, which I kind of put in with European stuff to kind of separate it from this stuff. It's just so I know where to find it. If I had it every, no particular order or no system, I wouldn't be able to find what I'm looking for. I've probably got anywhere between 2,000 and 2,500 CDs altogether. I do have vinyl as well, not that many, maybe about 100, I don't know, maybe 150 tops. I do love them, but just obviously for space, CDs are better. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you have a big collection? How do you organise your CDs? Yeah, let me know. And let me know what you think of my collection as well, and my system.